Hi. Hi. How is everyone doing today? Hey, Metal. How are you? I feel like my desk is a bit crowded today. No cat cam for now, because the cats have decided not to show up in time for stream. They're in the house. They're just, like, doing other stuff. Tonight we are working on the Knight Dominus, which is something we worked on before. We got most of it done. Very cool. Very big. Wait, did I grab the game you sent me a link to? No. Oh, I already have Gladius but yeah, no, I'll grab it. I'll grab it now. I have Gladius, but it's on Epic. I'm pretty sure I also have it on Steam, but like, yeah. I'll have this game on a different platform. I'll have it on all the platforms. Thank you, Mathel. It's very considerate. I appreciate you. How are you doing? I hope that you're having a lovely day. You know, there's a bit of me that looks at this whole, like, massive thing, and I'm like, this is a lot of work. And it feels a bit overwhelming. But the more I look at it, the more I think, this might just be a matter of, just doing the armor plates and then doing some bits of trim. And a little bit of plasma glow on the big plasma cannon. Oh my god. Hey, didn't you used to have another VTuber? No? I mean, I have different models, like the bean, a big floofy cat. But no, I haven't had a different model. Also, hey, Drunk V's. I know that there are multiple VTubers with the same name as me, though, which is a little bit annoying. So, at some point, I'm probably going to change my name. Just for the sake of not being mistaken for other people. Especially since one of them is apparently problematic, but I don't actually know anything about that. I just feel like it's appropriate to just want to distance oneself from things like that. But that's just me, you know? So, today we are gonna paint our Knight Dominus. I have to be real with you. I basically only know the colors I'm using, which I thought I'd prepared, but apparently I didn't. Hey, Punk. Ruben, hi. How you doing? I need to get my Doomfire Magenta, and I need Dark Angels Green. So we're mostly going to be using inks, because we've kind of pre-shaded it before. And then we're going to be doing some trim. And then we'll do some plasma glow. It should be not that long. Also, I'm sorry if I'm miles away from you. I am searching in my paint box for a paint, which I have just found. So this is the paint that I was going to shade the green with, which I completely forgot to get. So we're just going to do a bisected kind of color scheme. So one side is going to be green, like I'm thinking just down the middle. And the other side is going to be like this sort of like pinkish magenta kind of color. That's what I'm thinking. You were possibly thinking of someone else, yes? And that's okay. The VTuber scene is a big, complicated place where there's a lot of crossovers, depending on where you go. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Everyone makes mistakes, donk bees. So don't fret. Now, I was saying this probably isn't going to take super long. It's still a very large model. I think the longest stage is just going to be putting down all of the base colors. And also, one of the hardest things is going to be making sure that this is this particular panel of armor. The hardest thing, I think, is going to be making sure that it is for the most part, an even divide, because if it's not an even divide, it's going to look really, really awkward. I'd rather it not look really, really awkward, if I'm going to be 100% with you. So we're just going to give the center a little bit of a margin for error to start. So magenta's quite a pinky pigment. So the idea is this is going to look really bright and hopefully quite eye-catching when it's on the tabletop. I'm hoping that the pre-shade will have done a good job of doing most of what we need it to. And this bit here, I guess I'll just do as event. I'm going to have to go over a lot of this with like metallics and whatnot later, I think. Because there's just a lot. Like there's a lot on this model. A lot of detail. I'm going to just go over that later with the green and it's going to be fine. I'm going to use that as a little bit of a yardstick so I know where I'm at in terms of having the segments divided in the colors. I'm hoping that this won't be too hard. I don't think it will be. It's just a lot, you know? It's just a lot. I'm thinking I'm going to go for like a coppery bronze kind of tone. I'm not sure which, but for like all the little trim and whatnot and the random bits of metal accents, I think I'll just use, possibly just use a quick, simple speed paint just to get it looking right. Can I just color this? I'm just going to color this panel. It's going to be fine, right, chat? I think the real question is if I want to oil wash it at the end. Lots of flat areas on the knight armor. Hey, Falling. It is a me. There are lots of flat areas. This is like, if you ever want to practice freehand, this is probably the perfect kind of canvas to do it on because it's just, you can do so much with it. But me, I'm boring and scared of that kind of thing. And also, I don't have steady hands because I've got nerve damage. And a bazillion other excuses I can think of to stay in my comfort zone. I just like the idea of having very bright, bold colors on stuff like this to make it really like eye-catching without the need to do some super fancy stuff. I mean, I suppose what you could do is you could use an acrylic paint pen. That's probably what I'd do if I ever decided I wanted to do something with it like that. Because it's a lot easier to control than a brush. I also am not sure if this is coming through correctly in terms of color, because it's a bit more pink than like pure red. I wonder if the saturation on the camera is just a little bit higher than it should be. But how is everyone doing? What you guys been up to today? I've been painting a ton of Emperor's Children the past couple of days, which you can probably see behind in the background. Like, I've got basically a full army there. Well, not a 2,000 point army, but like 1,000 points worth of Emperor's Children. If I count Fulgrim. Which I will, because he's going to be in the army. I'm just getting them ready for a friendly game at the local shop next week. Should be really fun. I haven't gotten to play Warhammer in a good little while, so I'm excited to actually get to roll some dice and to finally try out the Emperor's Children. I was supposed to do a tournament last month, but I just didn't get enough models painted. So this will be like my first game with the faction. Well, I'm very excited. Even if they've been nerfed a bit, I kind of wasn't going to lean into Noise Marines anyway. Because I just think it's just... I feel like Noise Marines are cool, but they're not the coolest way to play Emperor's Children. Give me Palatine Blades any day of the week over Noise Marine spam. But alas, Flawless Blades are kind of a bit mediocre. I kind of feel like a lot of people, when it comes to Emperor's Children, are sleeping on the Terminators. Which, you know, I kind of get. There's nothing, like, stand out about them, I don't think. But at the same time, they're one of the few units that's a bit tanky. And they're one of our only sources of deep strike, which is, I think, incredibly... I don't know. I mean, I know the Emperor's Children are quite a mobile army anyway, so I'm not entirely sure if they need deep strike. But I like deep strike. I like Terminators. Terminators are cool. And I reckon that the Emperor's Children Terminators are actually some of the best Terminators in the whole game. Because they have an innate reroll charges, and they have advance and charge. Not many Terminators are capable of doing that. They have to roll a command point for them. Or use a command point in order to get that kind of utility. Which kind of sucks, really. But Emperor's Children don't really have to worry about that. Which is nice. Lancers at 5 knights, 4 armigers, and an unbuilt valiant that are unpainted. Fizzle, did you know that with the points changes, you can run almost all of those models in a single 2,000 point army? Because knights are going down to about 330-ish points per knight at this point. So even in a 1,000 point game, you can probably run like 3 knights and an armiger. And that'll probably be an entire army list. Or 3 knights and then some random unit of Arbites from the from Imperial agents or something. I think it's going to be really tough, especially when there's armies like the Emperor's Children who don't really have anti-tank about. And I think, like, the whole point of knights is that they can't do board control, and yet with that many bodies on the board that are that tanky, they might actually be able to do incredible board control. Because even the ones that aren't really good, specialized in melee, can still really kick the shit out of light infantry. By way of, they wound most light infantry on 2s, because they just step on them. And obviously, light infantry is just going to get squished under the boot of a Titan in terms of, like, gameplay. And the lore. So it just makes sense to me. Like... Still, I'm excited. I should probably do the armigers we've got. We got, like, 2 boxes of armigers in the house. I should probably do them at some point. I was originally, last time we tried to paint this model, I was using my airbrush and trying to do masking tape and all that nonsense. And let me tell you, this is so much, like, less hassle. I don't know if it's more time efficient, but I don't like my airbrush, chat. I really don't. Like, I love what you can do with an airbrush. I hate using the damn thing because I don't know how to maintain it properly. Every time I do follow all the guides on how to clean it, I damn near fully disassemble the thing, reassemble it, test that it works, and then it immediately clogs, like, after a couple of minutes of use. And it's really frustrating, to say the least. I don't quite understand why it be like that. Oh shit. I don't know how I went over that bit. Let's get a wet brush. Get that mostly off. I think the rest being the green we're going to put on is going to mostly cover that pink up anyway. Let's try again. All my homies hate airbrushes. Yeah, I fucking hate airbrushes. I'd rather do zenithal priming. Then all of these like big YouTubers are like, oh yeah, use an airbrush, that's so useful. And I'm like, okay, but like my guy, you're a full-time painter. You have hours a day to spend making sure that your airbrush actually works when you need it to work. The rest of us have like lives, lol. Wow. Imagine. Imagine, chat. Hang on, I need to quickly check a reference image. Because I'm not 100% sure how the, I'm not 100% sure how the armor panels go together. And I'd like to kind of have a quick look. Okay, yeah, no, that seems simple enough. Okay, so that's going to help me decide the correct order. What we're going to do later, by the way, is we're going to do some sponge stippling, which will build some texture, because like on all of these armor panels, it makes sense for there to be a bit of texture. Like it's not like it's not going to be perfect. It's going to have battle damage and stuff. And while it might not be severe damage, like little bits of texture can represent like little bits of like small arms fire from some guy that thought, oh, my pistol is going to actually hurt this thing. Like they're some kind of action hero character where it actually works, lol. But like I like manual brushing, honestly, over airbrushing, because you can be a lot more precise with that. The only thing I think airbrushing is genuinely better for than manual is things like OSL. It just makes life so much easier when you use an airbrush for that. I really like how this the faceplate is quartered, because it just makes this whole section quite easy. Also, chat, has anyone else finished Expedition 33 yet? Because my god, last night, I won't go into spoilers for people that don't want to, but I finished it and it was a special game. I'm going to replay it at some point. I might just do it off stream, assuming I can ever find the time to do that. I probably won't, in all honesty. Like, I can only really find time to maybe do, like, a quick roguelite off stream or something. The game finished me. It really did. I was a bit of a wreck after finishing it, in all honesty. It was bad. Like, it was so good, but it was good because of how, like, incredibly invested it makes you get into everything. And in the end, the right choice is to reject everything that you've gotten invested in. Because at the end of the day, the person we perceive as the villain is right about everything. And in the end, he's defeated and kind of gives up. And one of the main characters fucking lies. And I'm just like, ugh. And she knows she's lying to him. And it's just sad. And yeah. Oh. I wish the painting didn't have to be destroyed. I wish that Mael had the self-control to go back and forth. And not and that Renoir, that she was trustworthy enough for Renoir to actually trust her. I wish it could have all gone different, chat. I wish it could have all gone different. But sometimes you don't get happy endings in stories. And that's the unfortunate truth of it all. That is the unfortunate truth, chat. God, 10 out of 10 game though. Probably the best game I've ever played in my entire life. Would suffer that emotional damage again. I don't know if a replay would have the same emotional impact. I don't know. I don't know that I could. Then again, I don't know that I'd want to, because I think when I replay it, I'm going to choose the bad ending. Which feels like the right ending. Oh, well, it feels like the good ending, but it's actually the bad ending. Because it just indulges Mael and her foolishness. God, I fucking love that game, though. It's so good. And it's like, at the end of the day, most people who play that game are going to end up being the Mael and not wanting it to end. That's the whole nature of it, and it's just a superb story and narrative and game that they've put together. I don't think... The only thing that came close to making me feel that way about a game has probably been Nier Automata. But at the same time, it didn't do it nearly as well. And that had me bawling. That actually had me crying. But Expedition 33 also had me crying, and way more. It was a thing. Incredibly powerful. I fucking love that game. The gameplay is fantastic. Gameplay is fantastic. It's the kind of game I think everyone should just needs to play at least one playthrough. I might do a second playthrough. Maybe. Down the line. Things I need to go back to, though. I think I need to resume... next week, I need to resume GTA 5. And when all the hype for Night Rain dies down, I'm going to start going back to doing more single-player stuff, because I do want to do more single-player games. I want to give Chaos Gate Demon Hunters a go. I've heard it's very difficult. I've heard it's like very XCOM. And weirdly, Mechanicus is an easier game. Which way is armor plate meant to go again? That's gonna go like that. Or like that. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Just like the shoulder pads, I just have to rotate them and like put them on the side where it matches. That's a nice thing about this whole like bisected kind of pattern, is that it's not gonna take, it's not as complicated as it might seem to start. I think the hard thing is gonna be when it comes to like trying to do the stipple shading. Because one thing I'm thinking I might do is use a makeup sponge for it. because I just think it's like the best thing, but also this is the best kind of surface for that kind of thing. I think. Possibly. How do I want this to go? I think it's gonna go... No. It goes like that. So the white side will be... The green side will be on that side. The red side will be on that side. You know, that's fine. I don't care. It's not that important at this stage. Plus, this section has trim. It will be fine. I'm just going to do the whole, like, thing and be consistent. Just gonna be consistent because we can figure out how everything's gonna go properly later down the line. The reason why we're gonna start with the pink is because the sea green chat asked for is gonna be half and half patterns is quite simple. Like, genuinely. And it looks good as well. It looks good. I am slightly concerned that this is very overly saturated. But it kind of needs it to be, especially in those darker areas. But that's fine. We're going to add some color, some more color depth to it later. Like, the plan is to just brush the areas vaguely that need with the shade color. I think I'm going to go down to purple for this side, and then a very deep, a much deeper green, sort of with like a bit of a bluish tint, because it's going to be like a sea green turquoisey kind of color, which is going to look fantastic next to this magenta. So it's kind of like pink and blue, but like really rich and deep versions. One thing I'm not sure about is if I want to oil wash it. I feel like oil washing this thing is going to look amazing, but it's also going to be an absolute pain in the arse to actually do, just because of the sheer size of it. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the wrong thing to do. You know? I reckon it's going to be look really, really good. What do you think, chat? Do we oil wash? I suppose we'll see at the end what really. The issue with oil washing, though, is I might have to do it off stream. Which is fine, really. I don't mind doing that, because it's not really complicated. It's just washing it with oil and then waiting an hour. Then wiping all the excess off. Like, you guys have seen me do it before. But it's not like I can just, like, do that, wait an hour. It'll probably be quite late by the time we get to that stage anyway. And if I leave it overnight, it could do some permanent staining, which is going to be a problem. Oh, well, no, it wouldn't be permanent, but it's just going to be annoying, because I'll have to, like, get white spirit and, like, brush it all off. And I'll basically ruin a brush doing that, which is not really what I want. I mean, I say that, like, all my brushes are kind of cheap, like, synthetic brushes anyway, because I don't trust myself to genuinely take care of expensive quality brushes. Okay. It is actually really satisfying just filling in these panels, I have to say. I've never really done any painting like this before where it's just like filling in a massive amount of space with one color and it's just super flat. Like, I've never had to do that. It's very satisfying. It almost sounds like you slowly fall asleep, but you're just super focused. Yeah, no, I just, I get a bit autistic about painting, and sometimes I think it's really, really, really bad for streaming because, like, I just kind of get into it, and when I'm in a flow and I know what I'm doing and I'm just getting on with it, I sometimes feel like it's very easy for me to neglect chat. It's something I'm conscious of, and I try. Do
you hear the
myself.
voices too?
Tiresias just followed.
Thank you so much, Tiresias, for the follow. Hope you have a lovely, lovely time in our community. But like, yeah, it's just the tism, chat. It's fine. You'll know me. I don't mean to neglect chat sometimes, but I just do what I do. Ah. But this is also why there's like hydrate commands and whatnot. Because you have to take care of your streamer, or they will die like a Tamagotchi. Well, that's how it works, chat. I can't help it. It's just the nature of me. Okay, is that... No, there's still one more thing I need to do. One of these guns is going to be pink and the other is going to be green. Yeah, no, this is so much easier than doing a fucking airbrush to get all the colors on. Like, it's so quick. I don't know why I thought using an airbrush would make life easier. And I'm certain that for some people it does, but like, I just, yeah. Is this bit? This bit should still be pink. Everything is going to be pink. I'd say I am slightly surprised by the colors you all chose, like pink and green. It does kind of work though. It's definitely going to look very different to everything else in my collection. I mean, I say this having Emperor's Children and Death Guard, but like pink and green aren't the main colors for either of them. Certainly not this very bright red magenta, mostly reddish magenta pink. You saw your post on Facebook. You needed to join the stream right away. YouTuber into Warhammer. Hell yeah. I'm glad. It's the model. It is the model. Red paint. Hey, Joni. Oh, this is just acrylic. I'm using acrylic inks to tint over... I'm using acrylic inks to tint over Zenithal Prime. So it gets most of the shade, most of the basic shading done in one. And then later on, we're gonna, when we get all the base colors down, we're gonna start doing using deeper inks to like kind of create a bit more color depth. That's the plan, at least. Kind of like how we did our Fulgrim a little while back. I'm excited. But I don't think this is nearly going to be as complex as Fulgrim. I think the longest thing we're going to do tonight is going to have to pick out all the trim on this. That's what I reckon. God, no one's even going to see this bit. But I feel like painting this bit just in case, because there can be sometimes these gaps when you place the turret on the mount. Yeah, I'm like one of like 5 indie VTubers I know that's actually on Facebook. And I think I'm the only one that's into Warhammer, lol. Prime cuteness, lol. I see, I struggle like crazy doing your base coating. I get you. It's not too hard though. Like, I like doing the whole ink over Xanathol thing. It just works really well. I sometimes do finger painting as well because it just makes life easy when it comes to blending. Like, don't knock finger painting. Return to primitive child. It's like the strength build of painting. You unga and you bunga and you just become a child and it's great. I found a bit I didn't paint. That's really annoying. You should try for you to turn the camera pace. It's really good, especially when you're doing shading and like the color you've put that over is lighter, because then you can just quickly, while it's still wet, you can just quickly peel off the darkness on the raised bits before it fully stains and starts to dry. It works really well. Very nice for helping you do blends as well. In my opinion, at least. Okay, is that... Okay. That is that bit done. First color down. Second color, I believe I want it to be this turquoise I have, not that one. I'm not 100% sure though. I've only used this paint once. I'm gonna need to quickly just... Yeah, that's the exact color I was looking for. This is gonna be a really nice deep sea green kind of color. This is still slightly wet, but we should be okay as long as I start on the outside and work my way in. I'm excited to see how this contrast is going to look against the magenta. Sometimes it is actually easier to just slap on a shitload of paint. Even though you shouldn't, sometimes I just find it easier because if you're quick and you have fast brush strokes, you can just spread it about and it's not a problem. But if you let it sit, then it becomes a problem. Okay. Oh my god, it almost looks Italian right now. Ah. It almost looks Italian, holy shit. If it was just a brighter shade of green, and not this sort of like sea green turquoise, we'd have an Italian flag on our hands. Oh my god. Eventually, we're gonna have to put a name on this on the nameplate on the front of the night chat. I'm let you guys name the night. I'll let you guys name the night. I think that's fair. So think of some good suggestions. God, this is the hard bit now, trying to get this right up to the edge. Si vediamo all'inferno, lol. I can't fit all of that on the nameplate and make it legible, metal. I'll show you the amount of space we've got to work with. It's like that. So there's not really much room. There's not really much room. Okay. I actually think I need to bring the magenta a little bit closer. I'm pretty sure I am... Oh shit, that's gone slightly over. You know, it's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'd just like it to be as close as possible. Yeah, I mean, from a distance, that basically looks more or less like it's the right kind of... Yeah, that more or less looks like it's an even divide. Gonna need to just brush that out a little bit. Just so that bit doesn't end up being really dark by comparison to everything else. Cool. Right. Now let's do the little panels. This is actually the hardest bit, like that bit that we just did. So the rest should be relatively simple and easy. Because it's all already divided. Pato. Name it Mario. Is that what you want? Princeps Mario. Fine. Unless someone else comes up with a better suggestion, this Imperial Knight is going to be named Mario at the end of the stream. I'm literally going to get a pen. I'm going to write Mario on it, and I'll try and make it look fancy like ye olde English script. I don't know if I can do that, but I will figure it out, chat, if we've got the time. I should definitely put it on it before I do the final assembly and glue it all together, but we have plenty of time before that. Plenty of time. Because we'll have done all the other shading and all the trim, and probably the OSL first. Okay. Maybe instead of Mario, I should call him Luigi, lol. Is that a Domino's pizza reference? Fire the pizza gun. I mean, he does have lots of guns. Well, choosing the underdog. Cool. Damn right. Luigi was always better than Mario. Also, the theory is that Luigi is the one that actually ends up getting with Peach at the end. And Rosalina is their kid from the future or some weird timey-wimey shenanigans. That's why at the end of Super Mario Odyssey, Peach rejects both Bowser and Mario. Or at least that's a fan theory I've heard about, like, all that shit. Rosalina is cute. What music am I listening to in the background? This is the Warhammer 40,000 Darktide soundtrack, which I always find to be thematically appropriate for Warhammer painting streams. And also it helps that it's copyright free. So, well, they want people to use it without getting, you know, copy striked. So that they, Fat Shock has basically been like, yeah, no, streamers can use our music. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, every single time I do a Warhammer-related stream and need background music, this is what I do. Then I don't have to worry about copyright, and I can just chill. I wish I could use the Mechanicus soundtrack, because the Mechanicus soundtrack is fire, but, like, they copy strike everyone for their fucking music, and it's really annoying. Like, not a single VOD of Mechanicus. And even some of the YouTube shorts that I've done from it is like something that can be monetized because of the music used in the game. It's like, bruh, why you do this? Why you do this? Also, if you haven't played Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, I'm super excited for the DLC. We will be streaming it later in the week. We might have some cool stuff to show off, maybe, depending on how things pan out. Or we might not be able to show that yet. But needless to say, I'm excited for what's coming in the next little while. I wonder if I'll be able to do another giveaway again. I hope they give me more keys. That'd be nice. Speaking of which, I do have a Lies of P key I might give away at some point. I don't know when. Probably the next time I stream Lies of P. But I can't. I seebs with Lies of P right now. I have other things that I haven't played before that I want to get through. Like I want to finish Elden Ring Night Rain, which in theory, if I can get a good run and a good team together, I could finish the game in a day. So I'm hoping that one of the collabs I've got lined up this week will be able to get it done so I can move on. Because in all honesty, I love Night Rain. It's a very fun casual game, but as far as streaming goes, it doesn't have that much content once you've done everything, unless you're trying to do like bullshit runs. And I mean, I feel like the game is hard enough due to the RNG nature of the roguelike that I don't necessarily want to do that. I don't want to do achievement hunting or anything like that. Some people have actually 100% of the game already, and I'm just like, bruh. Seebs. Seebs with that achievement hunter life. Oh wait, have they revealed the price on it yet? I have not seen the pricing of the DLC. I also don't know what that price is relative to the cost of the full game. I do think it's odd that it's a paid DLC. I don't know that it's necessarily a paid DLC, actually. I don't know. I'm excited to see what it's like. So, from what I understand, and the dev blogs they've said, the new Arbiter class is not a reject like the rest, so they're going to have their own storyline. So I kind of get the idea of it being its own separate, like, sort of like an actual expansion in terms of content, but the maps it has access to aren't exclusive to just the Arbiter, other than the tutorial and the story stuff it has. I'm very curious. From what I've seen of the Arbiter, it's getting a whole bunch of extra weapons, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to be like. I like the idea of being faster than the Ogren and having access to the shield as well. What's the price of the base game? 12 euros for the basic, 20 for the deluxe extra cosmetics. Deluxe upgrade is $9. Huh. That doesn't sound so bad. At least if you don't go for the cosmetics. I have seen the cosmetics, though. The cosmetics look great. I don't know that I'm fussed about getting the cosmetics, though. Like, so I think the base, I kind of like the base look of the Arbiter's, like, starting armor as is. So I don't know that I'd really care too much about having the fancy hat. Which is the main, like, thing. I guess it kind of harkens back to the classic Arbiter look of the 90s, which was basically just off-brand Judge Dredd. Like, I kind of like that they've gone for a slightly more toned down, kind of more realistic kind of take on the Arbitrator's aesthetic. With modern Warhammer. And one character DLC is 12, or I won't comment on stuff like that, but how they choose to monetize their game is their business. I don't really think the cosmetic shop is doing as well as they want it to, so they're probably trying to figure out new ways to monetize their game. I do like the idea of actually having to pay for it. I do like the idea of, well, no, I don't like the idea of having to pay for extra content. But I do like the idea, I'd rather pay for extra content than at an extra class than I would cosmetics in the cash shop. I kind of wish they did a battle pass, honestly, if that's what they wanted to do. But I don't really like the idea of having to have a paid game and do the battle pass. That seems kind of mid. Hey, Char. How you doing? Tiger no wants some spaghetti. What do you mean? What's wrong with spaghetti? I love spaghetti. I haven't had spaghetti in a little while, actually. Is there a comment on the fact that the Imperial Knight is very Italian looking? It's an accident, I assure you. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize it was gonna look so Italian. Look, look, look. I'm gonna blame chat, okay? Chat chose sea green and magenta, and it just happened to look really, really fucking Italian. It's a complete coincidence, and I didn't think about it when I started painting or what chat was doing. So I feel like I'm being trolled by chat, because this is what you guys picked the first time we were working on this model, like weeks and weeks ago. Wow. Chart asked if I want spaghetti. Oh, I didn't see that. I could do. I would like. I mean, no, I just ate. I would have had some spaghetti like an hour ago. But yeah, no, I just ate before stream. Wow. I had sausage. It was tasty. Oh dear. I've seen the new... I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailers for How to Train Your Dragon live action. I just think... Does this really need a live action remake, chat? I don't think it does. Does How to Train Your Dragon need a live action remake? I really don't think it does. It just seems like... Also, half of it's CGI anyway. What's the point in doing a live action remake when yeah. It makes no sense to me, but... Eh. If people want it, I guess they'll vote with their wallets, but I just don't see the appeal. I do enjoy the franchise How to Train Your Dragon, though. If it's by Netflix, no. Because Netflix wants all the live actions. I thought it was a new movie, like a cinema movie. Oh yeah, Disney's got a new animated Predator movie. No, I don't think it's a movie. I think it's a TV series. It looks really cool. I know people have been like clowning on the live action version series that they're doing for Predator. I don't know why they're clowning on it though. I guess they don't like the aesthetic of the new Predator, even though they're meant to be like a young juvenile thing, so they're probably not like fully developed. You just gotta give the kid a chance to hit puberty if he survives that long, you know? And then it'll probably look like classic Predator by the end of it. It's like not every Predator has to look like the most intimidating thing in the world. Maybe this guy's a fucking pussy. Who knows? Wow, I've been bonked. He's trying to prove himself. Yeah, I get you. He's a runt. See? So it makes so much sense that he looks the way he does, right? And people are just clowning on the new Predator because of how they look. And I'm just like, bruh, they're trying to tell a story. There's probably a reason someone looks the way they do in an alien species. Even if they added some actual fucking content, the DLC like Vermintide, instead of a singular character or trying to fucking push shitty cosmetics that you have to buy and can't earn in game. Fuck that shit. They barely added anything to the game in ages. They have the audacity to make you pay over half the price of the game for a single character. I get that. You made extra scatty, just in case. That's sweet. Everyone is bonking me. Why? What did I do? I've done nothing. I'm just being a little guy painting my things. Wow. God, I can't believe how Italian this fucking knight looks. It's kind of annoying me now, but it's too late. I've already put too much color to model, but I'm not changing it. Ah, because it hits the. Is that really it? So if I move, you'll stop bonking me. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you are saying, Char? Because it sounds like that's what you're saying. Well. Also, how you doing, Char? It's nice to see you so often. Like, I know you've been in this community a long time, but I've noticed like you're here a lot more often lately, and it's really nice to see, and I appreciate that. As an Italian, I approve. Lol, you doing good? Break from work still going? Ah, no, because I bonk you. Lol. So I get bonked if I move. I get bonked if I don't move. I see. This is the situation I'm dealing with. So it's a lose-lose situation for me then. Lol. Wow. Can't believe this, chat. What did I do? There is no safety for the tiger. None. God, I love how the panels just let you be as messy or as tidy as you want. Because you know you're going to go over all these edgy bits later anyway. So it doesn't matter how messy they are. I'm going to make them bronze or copper later. I don't know which. I'm going to kind of use speed paints if I want to be honest. Just to get the colors down. Like... Also, I just like metallic speed paints. They just work really, really well. And you can use them for highlights and shading as well. They're not just for speed painting. But, like, they're kind of just good all-round paints. Especially the metallics. I really love their metallics. Okay, that's the flat colors laid down on the armor panels. So I guess the next thing to do is to do the shading. So I'm gonna get the two colors I need. One is gonna be Dark Angels green and the other is Sigvald burgundy. That's not Sigvald burgundy, that's Leviathan purple. The real question, however... I don't actually know how this is all going to sit on top of the miniature, in truth. Oh god, I've just found a spot I missed. Wow! You really appreciate you noticing them here more often? Oh, that's sweet. DLCs cost £4 a piece, but they were a subclass and haven't played enough Vermintide. Came with extra voice acting. I think they did come with extra voice acting because they often record extra voice lines for the for new levels when they do it. I feel like the issue with Fat Shark at the minute is they really want to work on Darktide because and it shows because they do keep putting stuff in Darktide just at a slower pace. And I get the feeling that investors are pushing them to do more work on Vermintide specifically because it's what's keeping them afloat. But that's just speculation and conjecture. I don't actually know the inner workings of Fat Shark. The only thing I know is when they want me to do stuff for them or when they've got new stuff coming out. But that's mostly at the same time you guys know it. Mostly. Okay, let me get my makeup sponges. Makeup sponge acquired. Maybe if this tavern hires me, you can stream and hang more often like this. Because job was... I understand. I understand. You gotta work on your life, you know? Your personal life is always gonna come before, like, stuff like hanging out on stream and you know, spending time here. It should always come first. So I hope that you're able to take care of yourself and that, you know, you can find work that feels at least a little bit... Oh, shit! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, God! How did I do that? Why? Oh, fuck. That's so annoying. Fortunately, it's still wet, so I can kind of just clean most of it off. But still. Super annoying. I'm literally having to just scrub it off with a wet brush, if I can. Maybe I can just paint over it. Let's try. First, I of course have to clean this up. I can't believe I've done that. I haven't knocked over a paint pot in like months. Like, if not like a year. It's been at least a year since I last knocked over a paint pot on the stream, right? I haven't done it off stream. Well, that's fine. That's fine. It's not the end of the world, chat. It's not the end of the world. I'm gonna have to make sure that this is properly dry. I can't believe that. This is why my painting desk is so messy. It's either spraying shit with the airbrush and it going too far. Actually, that's mostly what it is. That's most of this mess on here. Or rimming the bases, which is what this is. Okay, well, anyway, let's fix what I just did. God, the absolute panic that I experienced there. But it's fine. It's all fine. See? No one will ever notice. Anyway, let's get back to doing that thing I was doing before I spilled everything. Just gonna get a little bit of paint. Just gonna dab it in these little recessy bits here. Kind of feather it in. And then, where's the makeup sponge? I just had this. Oh, there it is. And we're just gonna kind of just smoosh it in. This is mostly just so that we can kind of work towards just helping to increase the color depth of this area. I mean, I could probably do this with... It's probably going to be easier if I do it with a finger, actually, now that I think about it. Never mind. We embrace the Unga and our Bunga. I suppose the correct thing is just to combine these two ideas together, really. Okay. Do a little finger paint. You know, I'm actually not sure that I need to really do this, in all honesty. I'll do it on the other side with the green to make it symmetrical, but I kind of like the overall shading from the pre-shade. Just to make it symmetrical, I'll do the same thing on the other side with the green, but I'm not going to do it with the rest, because I don't actually think it's super needed. Egg. Your art teacher used to say, turn a mess up into a good art. That's cute. Music is popping. Ask, do people ever ask about your painted hands? At work? Yeah, sometimes. They just ask what I've been painting. And then I'm just like, yeah, I usually show them a picture. Be like, yeah, I was working on this last night. That's kind of it, really. About as far as it goes. I kind of keep to myself at work because I'm an antisocial bitch. Well, basically. Oh, well, it's not that. I don't really like engaging with people at work. I just, you know, I want to keep to myself. I just want to do my thing, get through the day, and just, like, go home. Because, like, I'm only there to earn money. I would like to not have to work that job, but, you know, we all got to do what we got to do, don't we? It's the job we have, it's stable, it has quite a few decent benefits. I can't really complain too much about it. The wage is relatively good for what it is. Yeah. But I usually try and get most of the paint off before I have to go into work. Because especially after this stream, I'm probably going to have a shower. Because I have been doing so much painting over these past couple of days. Like, so much. You can see all the stuff behind the Titan here. Like, I've been doing a ton of painting. What do you think, chat? Do we think we really need to add more? I'm kind of like what we've got. I feel like I need to tidy up the burgundy a little bit. Or maybe an extra coat on the green here. I don't know that I need to add that much more depth to it, though. A bit of me, like, I feel like just a wash at the end of the day would probably do the job. Yeah. Okay. Well. What do we want to do next, chat? We've got to do all of the gold, all of the trim, and we've got to do some bits of metallic. And then we've got to do the OSL. I feel like some of these bits are still needing to dry, so I think I want to do the OSL a little bit. Especially because there's actually quite a few parts I need to work on for this. So I'm going to start with the plasma cannon. Hey, Small. How you doing? Did you think that you were going to scare me? Hey, Asa. You're a cutie. How you doing? It's lovely to see you again. It's always lovely to see you, Asa. How you getting on? How is life? I know you've had it a bit kind of rough lately. I'm glad to see you. It's always lovely to see you in chat. And yes, I do in fact pay attention, even if it doesn't always seem like it. I'm just a bit of a lurker, really. One thing I quite like about doing this OSL is that we've kind of done the white initial sprays, so it kind of just has prepared the area for us to just like paint and just be very liberal with how we use this particular paint, especially because it's quite thin. Once this dries, we're going to use some white ink and just yeah, we're just gonna prepare a layer for another. Actually, no, that's not true. We're gonna do the fluorescent blue beforehand. We're starting with athematic blue because it's just quite a good kind of plasma glow effect, I think, as far as colors go. You doing? Oh well, trying to get along. Miss liking the streams. Aww. I'm using a bit of both. So right now I'm using speed paints because I've pre-shaded most of this, and I've used a lot of acrylics beforehand. So what I'm trying to do now is create like object source lighting. So this whole thing is a big plasma reactor. So it's kind of giving it that kind of like glow to everything else. When this dries, I'm going to go in again with some ultraviolet blue paint to really amp up the saturation. So I quite like using this because it's like a sort of very thin, shallow kind of tone that just like tints stuff very nicely. Then we'll be mixing up some fluorescent acrylic. Then we'll be using some white ink to just add to funnel into these bits later. That's probably going to be the last thing we do. Just to add a little bit of extra heat. I've also just realized there's a little bit of, that's the wrong paint. That could have gone very wrong. But yeah, we try and keep things quick and fairly simple here. Just because I want to help people get to it. And I think the easiest way for people to get into the hobby is if they do things that, or see things being done that are relatively simple, that are easy to pick up, using the same kind of materials that they'd probably have access to, or be encouraged to have access to first, as they're getting into the hobby. I think there's a part of it that's just I lack confidence. Though I know I can do really nice things these days. I'm certainly a lot more confident than I was when I first started. I know that I'm also quite limited due to nerve damage and stuff like that in my wrists. So I know I'm always cautious about pushing myself too far. But I'll probably never be a competition painter. Not really. So I always try and stick to things being somewhat relatively easy. And that's fine, you know? Because I mostly paint to play a game. And that's the fun part. It's the social aspect, you know? Getting to hang out and share the things I enjoy with other people. Okay. Need to make it so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Where's OBS? Do you think that if you get some more money, you'd love to do some mini painting? It's fun. It's really fun. I hope that you have the chance to get into it. But remember, always take care of yourself first.
Look out! Here they
At the end of the
come!
day, it's a hobby.
Dominus live just raided with 2 viewers.
Damn! How you doing? How was your stream? What were you up to? It's always lovely to see you. We are doing the first stages on the lighting for now. Once that dries, we'll come back to it. But how are you? It's lovely to see you, Term. What were you up to? Were you painting? What were you painting today? I'm wondering at which stage I should start gluing the armor panels onto this thing. There's a bit of me that thinks I should at least get all of the trim done first, because the trim is going to be annoying. But we're just going to cheat and use speed paints, because I fucking love metallic speed paints. Where is the... I literally picked out the paint and put it on the desk. Where is it? Bugger. It should be here. Where did it go? That's Aztec gold. Oh, there they are. Just gonna mix these up very quickly. You're on a night too. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I've been doing a lot of off-stream work on Emperor's Children, which you can probably see some of behind the Knight Dominus I'm working on. We're slowly but surely getting through all the armor paneling today. No, there's a bit of me that kind of regrets why bro so tall. Because he's a fucking giant robot. Why? It's a mech, not power armor. Big bro, exactly. This is another big bro. I was working on him yesterday and this morning. Little demon prince. He is a golden god. Or so he will say. I decided to make him inspired by that guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because I felt like there's probably an Emperor's Children demon prince that's like that, and I thought it would be funny. I think I use brazen copper on my Death Guard. Do I want to go with Talos bronze? No, I think I do want to go brazen copper. Brazen copper is a little bit brighter than Talos bronze. Or is that? Oh, you're clogged. No one likes a clogged nozzle. You need a shroom marine. I mean, the Death Guard, you know, have a lot of mushroom theming, possibly, depending on how you want to go with them. Yeah, we're gonna go with copper. I think copper is a really nice color. And not really used that much, honestly. It's just so rich and different. Like, even it's like it just has a depth to it that's just very nice, you know? Did you get it finished, Tom? Knight Lancer. Oh shit, yeah, I fucking love the Knight Lancer. It's one I don't own it though. One day I will. But I think people are kind of concerned that the knights are eventually going to be relegated to or the Knight Lancers, the Cerastus patterns are going to be relegated to just purely Horus Heresy. Because I know Games Workshop is trying to really separate out the model ranges. But now Custodes and Knights are safe, but with a new Custodes plastic range coming for Horus Heresy, I don't know how long that's going to last. I'm super excited to finally take my Emperor's Children to a game next week. So I've been painting them so much. I want to get my full 2,000 point army list done. I want to go to my first tournament in June. I wanted to do it in May, but like time just kind of for hobby work just kind of escaped me. I never ended up getting as much done as I wanted, which was super annoying. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Wow. Wow. Hey, fungi. Imagine Ultramarine with a random mushroom count. Do it. Don't let your dreams be memes, Char. In fact, you know, there's mods for Space Marine too. You could probably find one. You could probably find one. If you knew how to use that clay stuff. What clay stuff? Oh, you mean green stuff? That's kind of easy to use. You just mix the two parts together and sculpt it, and then turn it into a shape. Sometimes you might want to let it dry so it hardens a bit more. Sometimes you might want to mix like milliput into it so that it becomes a bit more like rigid, which is kind of good if you kind of get a rough shape and then want to like sand it down. I mean, I say that it's easy. I have very little experience using it, I'll be honest. In theory, it's easy. In theory, it's easy. But as always with these kinds of things, in practice, there's always going to be a bit of trial and error. Just do your best. I believe in you. So what do we think of the copper against the green and the red? I quite like it, honestly. You would love the colors on your knight. I've seen. Does it match the other knight you've done? Because I quite liked the first knight I saw you finish. I saw you post it a little while ago. Oh, bugger. I found some bits I'm going to have to go back over with the magenta later. Oh, well. These things happen. There's going to be a little bit of tidying needed. But that's okay. Oh, I also didn't fill in the vents. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We're just gonna do it eventually. And do these little bits in bronze. And that cabling will be in silver later. Yeah, we're back to doing the night today. Because I still haven't finished building Fungi's Combat Patrol, which I am going to build on my off days next week. Well, later this week. And then I'm going to try and do some Imperial Fists next week. I've never painted Imperial Fists before, but I've got a pretty strong idea about how I want to paint them. It should be really fun. Very simple. Like, the kind of scheme I think anyone with a little bit of patience can replicate, regardless of their skill level. They just need to have the right materials and a little bit of patience. One thing I'm not sure about, though, one thing I might do, actually, is do a little, some of it off-stream as practice and try and doing pre-shading and comparing different methods. Because I've got a couple of different ideas. I think I'm going to do, like, each of the squads in a slightly different way. Oh, well, I say that. There's only two real ways I'm going to do it. One is the pink wash over white. And then using a yellow ink to go transparent ink, like maybe contrast Eand and yellow to go over it. I'm also thinking I'm going to go for the fifth company, which is a black metallic trim. Because I think black and yellow just looks really good. I think it just looks really good together. And if you go too red on yellow, I kind of feel it looks like a bit like Ronald McDonald, you know what I mean? But still, I'm excited to it. I'll be building like the Leviathan Terminator Combat Patrol, which is kind of cool. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with my with the Combat Patrol, the Space Marines from Combat Patrol. I was initially thinking, maybe I'll use them for my Cowled Wardens, but like, let's be honest. When 11th edition comes out, the starter set from that is going to have like so many more Space Marines, and they'll all be new, and I'll be like, fuck it, use those instead. I'm excited though. You forgot about that. Fungi. It's going to happen next week. We get to start painting them. Which reminds me, I need to poke Falling. Falling still needs to pick his Combat Patrol. Because he also won one. I'm still doing a lot of off-stream work on my Emperor's Children. But I've got most of it done now. So hopefully I'll have enough time to both work on your Combat Patrol and it in the month of June. And then, yeah. Also, for my birthday donathon, once again, I will be giving away to the top donators the Combat Patrol that I will paint. from the Combat Patrol magazine. I don't know which ones, because it's going to be down to the winner's choice. But we've got like, we've got like the Eldar and the Chaos Combat Patrols, but then the 9th edition versions, not the 10th edition versions, which for some people is a really big deal. That's going to be in July. It's going to be my birthday donathon. It's not going to be a subathon, though. It's going to be a donathon. There's not going to be a timer. It's just going to be like, I'm going to have days off work, and I'll be doing non-stop streaming every day. Pretty much. Or maybe I should put a timer on it. I don't know. I mean, I'll stream every day no matter what, but it's more like doing crazy marathon stream hours, like at 9 in the morning when I first get up, have some breakfast, and then, like, stream after feeding the cats. It'd be nice, though. I need to come up with some really fun incentives for it, but I've got plenty of time. I've got like a month and a half for it. I'm hoping that it's going to be also double as the big rebrand thing if everything goes ahead correctly. If everything goes ahead correctly, it should be the big rebrand debut. I could be wrong, though, and the rebrand might happen later in the month, later in the year. But it's definitely happening this year. I'm thirsty. I need to remember to hydrate. Oh my god, is it already almost 10 o'clock? I feel like we've made quite a bit of progress, in all honesty. Like, I'm gonna get most of it glued on, I think, before I do the final corrections here and there. Because there are some bits where it's just gonna be covered up by, like, different bits. I don't know. Another thing I want to try and do is maybe, like, organize a bunch of collabs for the time. I think that'd be really, really fun. Okay. Okay. I just realized I was holding it by that bit I just painted, like a... Oh my god, you can see my fingerprint on... Oh my god, that's so... what? Why? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I just paint over it, eventually it'll level out. God, that's so annoying. Oh, I might like this, chat. Oh, hey, Katachan, how you doing? It's always lovely to see you. I also realized that this bit here is actually one of the last bits we put on. I really like the color choices, though. Like, the bronze, the copper goes really well with everything. The rest should be a fair bit easier to paint. And also, once these bits are trimmed, we can just put them on, because, like, once they're dry... There's not actually that much, there's not actually that much to do once the trim is done on these. We might do a nice unifying wash later down the line. I think I don't want to do, I'm thinking I don't want to do, yeah, I'm thinking I don't want to do an oil wash on this. I think I just want to do like a nice contrast, like a nice ink wash with some contrast medium. I think that's the right call here. Mostly because, like, I love oil washes, but first of all, it's not army painting, and I think oil wash is best done for army painting. And second of all, I feel like you can be a bit more precise with something like an ink wash. And thirdly, I don't have to put a timer on it before I rub all the extra oil off, which is great because I want to go to bed right after this stream, lol. We're going to finish this whole model, and then we're going to go to bed. Because I have work in the morning, which is lame, but, you know, I got to pay the rent. Unfortunately. I wish I could just, like, hang out with chat and stream, and that could be my life. And then I'd just paint and play Warhammer. It'd be great. I'd just, yeah. One day, perhaps. Maybe one day I'll be good enough to actually be a commission painter. But I just keep being consistent at it. I have to say, I do look at some of the stuff I painted, like, not even half a year ago, and compared to how well I can paint now, and I'm just like... I guess it's just repetition of the same techniques, really. But I do try new things every now and again. Especially on, like, centerpiece models or special characters. Like, wet blending is quite a new technique for me. But I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Also, Terminus, did you enter Mecha May? You said you take a shower. Oh, yes, I will take a shower. I will take a shower and then go to bed after this. Wow. But we're finishing the whole model, okay? I'm going to try and do it in the next 2-ish hours. I want to be in bed. I want to be, like, in the shower and in bed by, like, midnight-ish. But I don't think it's going to take us that long to do what we need to do. Because the trim isn't... It's not like Chaos trim. Even though there's a lot of it. It's so much easier and more forgiving. Because it's massive and chunky. Even though it doesn't look it. It's all about the scale. So I can just use this big chunky brush. And I don't have to care so much. As long as I'm mostly on the thing, it'll look fine. And if there's a tiny bit of overlap, that's okay too, because I'll just paint it over it. really quickly. I really like copper. Like, it's such a nice color. Don't you think, chat? Do you not think it's just a nice color choice? It's so warm and deep. I don't think it would have looked nearly as interesting if I'd just stuck with like gold or silver or something. It's like, it's darker than the silver, so it'll offset it. The silver's got nice bits of rust, so it works quite well in terms of like the overall color palette. And because it's slightly reddish, it contrasts well with the green. And because it's got a bit of blue in it, I mean, it's because it's got a bit of yellow in it compared to the red, which compared to the magenta, which has a tiny bit of purple in it. It kind of contrasts with that a little bit, even though they're kind of similar colors in terms of like temperature. I do feel like I need more of this than I thought I would, though. I think it's genuinely one of your favorite colors. It goes so well with the Sisters of Silence. Yeah, I can imagine. I prefer Warplock Bronze. I've never heard of Warplock Bronze. I'm using Army Painter's Speed Paint and Brazen Copper. I do use the bronze on my Death Guard trim though. I just kind of like this because it's got that slight red tint to it, which I think is really nice. And even though it's a speed paint, the coverage is fantastic. Like, it does do the whole speed paint thing where it seems to like go into the recesses really effectively. But it's also a lot better at covering up the previous layers than most speed paints and contrast kind of styles are. Wow. Hey, Rai. Yeah, bronze you use go really well on Chaos Dwarf. Yeah, you're probably right. How you doing, Rai? Okay. What am I doing? This goes here. Audio crunchy. Which audio? Is it the music or my voice? Or both? Waiting on some files to transfer to the drive, making your PCs like harder. Oof. What are you doing? Oh, you're a sweet bean. Brazen Copper is a favorite. You think it's the music? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me finish this up and then I will fix it. Okay, that'll do. Where is it? Okay, how's that? My bad, it wasn't in my stream. Bruh. Oh, that's hilarious. This is what you get for modding multiple streams. You caused the scuff this time, Metal. Wah. It's not me. It doesn't go on my counter. You know, Army Painter Speed Paint Metallics are probably some of my favorite paints. And, you know, you can support my friend Glacial Geek, who's on the Army Painter Factory team, by going to their website directly and using the code FactoryGeek5. Well, I mean, I'm kidding, but, like, you can support him. He does nice, like, tabletop blogs on YouTube. He's a good guy. I need to get in touch with him so we can finish Space Marine 2 again at some point. Nah, don't quit! Ah. You don't even hear music, but I think your earphones is cancelling out probably. Something that does that. This day next month you're going to be in Spain for a week. Ooh, that sounds nice, fun guy. You going with family? Or friends? Or someone else? Well, or you just having a little personal holiday, which is also amazing. Just going on your own? That's cool. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful time. God, I haven't been abroad forever. One day. One day it'd be nice to have a little holiday. I don't even know where I'd go, to be honest. I feel like if I ever went, like, on a holiday, I'd just get very restless and want to stream. Is that weird? Is that weird, chat? Like, I feel like I just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm boring. Am I boring, chat? Ah, lost. I've never been to Spain before. Never been to Spain before. Oh, it's your birthday! Gift to escape your country for a week. Oh, well, I hope you have a lovely time in Spain. And happy birthday, fun guy. In advance. Because I know myself. I will almost certainly forget when it's time. So someone please remind me. Wow. Never boring. Good. I just feel like, you know, if I ever took a holiday, I'd just like really just want to come back and stream. I feel like if I was going on a holiday, it would have to be like a holiday to do stuff. It's like with LOP, sometimes I just feel like, you know what, there are some times where I'm at LOP and I just kind of want to just not be there. And I love LOP, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it'd be nice if you could just go for like half a day and then just relax and do other stuff. But then again, it's probably really good for me to like disconnect from like the city and streaming and be out in the countryside, playing make-believe, wearing a suit of armor and beating up people nerds with like foam weapons. Because that is very cathartic, let's be honest. It's incredibly cathartic. God, when I eventually do that Warhammer VTubers meetup at Warhammer World later this month, I'm gonna need to like convince Pink to get a laptop so we can like blog the experience with like VTuber models and be like, yeah, here's some video content because I'm not streaming. Just spend like the evening in the hotel room just fucking editing, being like, oh yeah, here's the match, here's all the photos from the matches we played. Here's the pics from the Warhammer Museum. And all that stuff. I'll probably do that. Lol. LARPing is fantastic. Everyone should try LARPing at least once in their life. Everyone. Oh, I know I'm horrendously self-critical. Yeah. So we're going to Warhammer World, which is like it's like a fucking it's like a nerd mecca basically for Warhammer geeks. It's like it has a museum because you know Warhammer's older than I am. Like it's literally like got so much art. It's like an art gallery through the ages, and it's like it goes through like showing how models are made, the design process, how everything has evolved in painting styles, and it has like old like copies of stuff, like stuff I haven't seen since I was a kid. It's really cool. You get to see old works by like amazing people like Jess Goodwin and whatnot, and it's just really cool. Just really, really cool, you know? They literally have an IRL rhino and a giant space marine. Multiple giant space marine statues. Like, they're all life-size scale as well. It's fucking cool. Like it's basically a giant Warhammer store with like a cafe called Bugman's Brewery, which is like based on an old in-universe like bar called Bugman's, who was a dwarf brewer in Warhammer Fantasy Battle. I've always wanted to go. Apparently they do really nice food as well. They do a bunch of like craft beers all brewed by like local breweries as well, that are all meant to be based on things that are in universe. One thing I might do is get like, because they all, as well as serving in pints, they also have canned versions. So one thing I might do is get like I might get 2 copies of each, and then for content on YouTube, because I've got like 2 new channels that I'm gonna start later in the year. I'm trying to like queue up content before I actually launch them, and then I can just have a bunch of stuff like released fairly regularly until I like get a better rhythm. I think one of the things I want to do is do like a taste test, and like while playing and just like me and Pink hanging out playing tabletop at home, probably like Kill Team or something, because Kill Team is really easy, and then just like drinking the beers and like being fucking winos while we play Warhammer, and just yeah, doing taste tests, seeing what works with gaming and what doesn't, what's actually just a nice drink to have, and what actually, you know what, this is going to get me pissed, I can't play Warhammer like this. Well, it'd be fun. I wonder if Warhammer World is cool with recast in the tabletop game sector. You want to have some Bugmans? I'd really like to go to Bugmans. Going to Bugmans has been like on my bucket list for years. I like apparently this year they've done a bunch of renovations. I feel like also with recasts, I don't think officially they could say anything, but I mean, if it looks like a real model, feels like a real model, and there's no real way of telling it's not a real model, how are they going to know? I mean, I'm not saying to bring recast to Warhammer World, because they might like ban you for life if they ever found out, or something like that. You're definitely not allowed to play with recasts and stuff, or at least like, but then again, no one's ever been able to find out from what I understand. Like, I've heard people boast about like doing big tournaments with recast miniatures because they're just cheaper. But like, that's on the internet, so you can never really tell if it's true or not. For me, my local games workshop is the only place I really get to play, because it's the biggest place, and we haven't got our at-home tabletop play area set up. Do expect at some point in the distant future, in the later this year probably, me and Pink are going to have a tabletop set up in the space behind me, and we're going to figure out how to stream Warhammer games, like not just on Roll20, like actual physical games. We're gonna play them with like multiple cameras and shit, and it's gonna be cool as fuck. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to get to do that kind of content, chat. Then I'll like at the end of each game I'll do like a script, try and write a script for it, and then do like a cut down version with like Pink doing cool edits and stuff. It's a don't ask, don't tell thing, I think. I don't know. I wouldn't go so far as to say don't ask, don't tell, but like if people aren't able to tell the difference between a counterfeit and the real thing, like I don't know what to say about that. I do feel like resin feels different to plastic, and also resin can feel very different from one type of resin to another because they've got different densities, different kind of weights and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know, chat. I kind of just use official Games Workshop plastic because I can't do anything else. You are allowed to use like 10% like kit bash stuff, like head swaps and stuff, as long as like most of the model is Games Workshop. They're generally pretty chill about stuff. Like my local is like, yeah, you want to bring your 3D printed bits like on your models, that's fine, as long as it's like Games Workshop plastic underneath. You can have your 3D printed bits, and they're generally fine with it, you know. You have only Forge World, everything else is legit plastic. That's fair. Forge World is expensive. That's the one thing I will say about Forge World, is that it's super expensive. They do have some really cool like individual character sculpts though. Also, one of the cool things about Warhammer World is they have exclusive miniatures that you can't get anywhere else in the world. You literally have to physically go to Warhammer World to pick them up. But they're always like really expensive. Like they've got, or sometimes like variants of characters that they sell normally, but like here's them in a different pose or some shit like that. I think that right now they've got an Iron Warrior Warsmith for the Horus Heresy and Cataphracti Terminator armor, and he looks fantastic. But like, no, I do not want Iron Warriors because they're lame. No matter what anyone says, they are lame. Though I mean, they are more interesting than the Iron Hands, but like that doesn't take much. That really doesn't take much at all. Like that meme says, the Iron Hands are just the boring Iron Warriors. But like, if the Iron Warriors are boring, just how boring does that make the Iron Hands? Now, I know that there are some people in the community that really like the Iron Warriors and even play them. That's fine. You're allowed to have bad taste, well. Sincerely, Emperor's Children Gang, the best and most perfect legion that never did anything wrong. You know, I was saying that this trim wasn't so bad, but it is in fact taking a lot longer than I thought it would. My word. I still think we're still more or less on our target goal for time there. I'm pretty confident we are. I am going to need to go over with the contrasts and do a bit of tidying here and there. But that's okay. How did that get spilled over there? Oh, that's when I dropped the... Oh. Oh, I didn't see that. That's really annoying. You know what I could do is I could just stipple some black and metal into that and just call it battle damage. I might do that in all honesty. Mostly because it's going to be quicker and we are on the clock. Whether I'd like to admit it or not. Hey, Gremlin. Sits in the corner making parcels with the Imperial Fists. Nice. Did you see the title, The Little Custodies Terminators, in the art section? I've never been to Warhammer World. I'm going to Warhammer World later this year, though. For the first time. I'm so excited about it. So excited, chat. It's gonna be like, yeah. It's just really exciting. I might as well just do this little. This is also going to be bronze. I don't know how I'm going to put a name on here in hindsight, but maybe I'll use the black pen and write the name on there. And then paint over it in like silver. I do think a brighter font is going to be better. I could always just glaze it up to a gold, though. That is also an option. Yeah, I might make this gold by the end of the stream. Also, the coverage of this bronze is not as good as it was at the start of the stream for some reason. I wonder why. It used to be really good at just like doing one thick coat and then it being done. What the fuck happened here? Okay. Where's the other one of these? It should be here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Good. I got to do those bits in just regular plain metal later. Like this bit. Had an idea to get a resin print and just print your own minis. Do it. Oh no, I haven't seen it. Let me tab out. Let me tab out and let me finish this and then tab out and I'll have a look. Kata-chan. What? I am. Again, never against anyone 3D printing cool minis. There's a lot of really cool STLs out there. There's a lot of fantastic model agnostic games, you know? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Why are you pink every time? Ooh. Those custodians look sick, Katachan. That's a fantastic job. I have some custodians that I need to paint. I think I might just be lazy and gold prime them, chat. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Gold prime, dry brush, like airbrush a brighter gold, and then dry brush silver. Then wash it all with like some kind of like brown wash. Okay. Okay. Slap gold, slap some wash, silver dry brush details. Ta-da! Yeah, I know, right? That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of doing with my custodians. It's just they're a very easy and forgiving army to paint, I think. And you don't need many of them to field a full army either. Which I really like. Everyone likes the idea of having an army that doesn't take that many models to paint. And also you can do it with infantry, which is like my favorite. I fucking love infantry, chat. They're my favorites. Okay, I've got 2 more panels to do, and then we will get back to doing the OSL bits. Kind of. There is still one thing I'm not 100% sure about, and that's how I'm going to do the glow on the... Actually, I know how I'm going to do it. It's fine. Don't worry. I know how I'm going to do it. Because I'm going to have the glow trying to come out of the eyes. So I'll kind of just like do a little edge highlight in white or silver, and then like do the same things I've done for the rest of it on the little faceplate. Once that's dry, it should be relatively easy to do. So I think for this year, I've got some painting projects more or less sorted. I think once I've finished with my Emperor's Children and the combat patrols, I also need Falling to pick out a combat patrol. I don't know if Falling is still in chat, but yeah. I have messaged the list a little while ago, but like if you keep forgetting, I guess I just will pick for you eventually, lol. Did you play Void War a bit? Yes, I finished my first run of Void War this afternoon. I was doing that in between basing all of the Emperor's, all of these Emperor's Children that you can see behind. Yeah, I was playing Void War while I was starting to base my Emperor's Children. Oh no. I dropped a bit of armor paneling. bounced off my leg and is on the floor somewhere and I can't see it. Oh no. Oh, it's got to be around here somewhere, Tiger. It's not even a small bit. I'm sure it's like just under my chair. It is not just under my chair or something. But how has it gone missing? It's not. It's like one of these bits. It's not even small. How has it gone missing? Oh my god. Am I just blind, chat? Oh, there it is. I found it. Never mind. All is well. But yeah. Snow bases and ice bases. See the slightly glossy rocks? I'm going to do them a bit differently to the rest. I'm going to use the similar stuff to what I did for Fulgrim's watery base. But obviously it's not going to be water. It's just going to be a bit different. I've also been painting this Demon Prince the past couple of days. It's been fun. Fun little project. I wanted to see how the purple I use would look over a gold primer. And I don't think it's a bad look, honestly. It's a lot warmer. I don't quite think it suits the rest of the army as well. Like, it's very clearly a different kind of purple. But he's a Demon Prince. He's allowed to be a bit flash and stand out, lol. Literally every Demon Prince is a special snowflake, so, lol. It works. It works. But yeah, no, I've not finished these. I just did the first, layer. I need to wash them and then dry brush them. And then the whole army, this chunk of my army is tabletop ready. And then I need to rim the bases as well at the end. That still needs to happen. Cool. Anyway, back to painting. I'm very excited for the game I'm going to play next week. I hope that I do well with them. I hope that they're not, like, grotesquely overpowered in whatever the local meta is. They probably won't be, in all honesty. But, like, I'm not bringing any of the units that were nerfed, because I don't have any of them painted up, and I never did. But I'm not entirely sure that, like, for me, I never really wanted to go heavy on Noise Marines. Like, I like Noise Marines, and I wanted to have a few of them just in the army, just to have as a collection. But I never really liked, like, after reading the Emperor's Children books, I never wanted the army to be, like, heavy, have a heavy Noise Marine presence. I much more gravitated towards, like, the Peerless Blademan kind of archetype, because that feels more in line with what the Emperor's Children are meant to be at their core, you know? So I'm kind of building an army around mostly Infractors and Terminators with some Tormentors to just pop around and do objectives and stuff. And maybe if I get lucky, snipe a character with precision bolt guns and melter guns and plasma guns. It's very basic, but like, I feel like the Emperor's Children have solid enough battle line units that it's probably fine. Probably fine. And then if I can get like 2,000 points done, I'll probably go for like a local tourney. Just a little RTT, you know? I never like done tournament player. I'm not a super competitive player. I don't know the meta. I don't keep up with it. I watch Respect Tactics every now and again just because I like keeping in the loop. But I always try and find like thematic ways to play and build armies more than anything. I think it's the best way to go because you'll always have that cool factor even if your army is kind of like not necessarily the best. Because even if I lose, my army will look fucking fantastic as they lose, and it'll be great. Do I want to bring Fulgrim to a tournament? He's a very big points filler. So I might do. I don't think he's very good though for what he does. Because you can put 3 Mauler Fiends in an army for what Fulgrim does, and they've got just as much damage as he does per turn. If you don't count as poison, that is. But like, Fulgrim is just going to die at some point. Like, he's never going to survive long on a battlefield, which I think is unfortunate. He's the kind of unit that you want to be tanky enough to, like, last. Because the chances are he's not going to get his points back. Okay. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, like, do, like, some silver edging. And then add some blue over that later. Hey, Chikan. What am I painting my knight as? These are colors chosen by chat in the first stream we did. So I'm doing this sea green and magenta sort of like bicolor pattern. So he ended up looking very Italian when I was first painting him. Less so now, I think. But I don't know. I mean, with these colors, he can kind of just go either way. I mean, this is what I do with knights. I just, because he's a knight Dominus, he's basically the exact same model as the knight tyrant. There's no, like, chaos knight specific things for the knight tyrant. Which I think is a bit of a shame, really. Like, so I kind of just use it as, my plan is for Imperial Knights is just to use them interchangeably with Chaos Knights. And just pick whatever is the most flavorful. Like, if I'm up against Imperial, I'll play Chaos Knights. If I'm up against Aliens, I'll just play whatever I feel like. And if I'm up against Chaos, I'll play Imperial Knights. But he's not any particular household. I feel like, I don't know if there is a household that has these colors. It'd be cool if there was one. Italian Stallion. Yes. The Italian Stallion. Freeblade then. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, Adeptus. How are you? It's lovely to see you again. You working on some Warhammer tonight? Also, chat, are you guys painting along with me? If so, what are you painting tonight? Maybe I should call him Fortuna, lol. That would be funny. But that might not, I don't know. I feel like it would be funny. Sanguinary God Commission, holy shit. Nice. But then again, there was the kind of sad upset that happened the last time he was on the channel, so I don't know that that's appropriate. He's like the only Italian I know that's actually like from Italy and not like Italian like American. Wow. An entombed knight named Fortunio. Yes. Okay, so I need to touch up some of the bits of this where I just need to do some color correction here and there. So I will do that, but first, before I do that, I'm going to do some work on the OSL on the plasma coils. So, I'm just gonna leave the rest of the model off stream because he's just very big and he takes up a lot of space, you know? Okay, so we're gonna take some AK fluorescent blue. Not too much of that. A couple of drops. And we're gonna thin it with some contrast medium. Where is my contrast medium? Oh, I didn't put it in my paint fucking box, did I? Oh, bugger, I must have. Okay, give me a sec. I need to find this paint pot. Oh, well that's convenient. It was literally the first thing I saw. I thought that I was gonna be a little while searching. Did I see the pics you put in your server? Which ones? The ones of the night you did a couple of weeks ago? Or one of the more recent ones? I haven't seen them, I'll be honest. Let me take a look. I really need to organize my fucking Discord. Ooh! Ooh, that purple is lovely. Holy shit. Though honestly, I preferred the shade of purple. I don't know if it's the lighting or not, but the purple you've shown after when it's got all the gold on looks very different to the purple you showed in the first set of pictures. Like, it's a lot more blue in that one, whereas it's a lot warmer in the first set of pictures. Yeah, that's the lighting. Yeah, no, the lighting in the first set of pictures is way better than the lighting in the second for the purple. But no, that looks very crisp and clean. I like that term. I really like that. Okay. Pipette. I'm gonna need more contrast medium or speed paint medium at some point. Next time I go to town, I need to remember to pick some up. Okay. So, we've thinned down this fluorescent blue with our contrast medium. So hopefully, it'll just go nicely into all of these bits. And we can also just carefully brush over. It's very thin. A part of me is wondering if I'd even needed to thin this down. I don't think I did, honestly. I can never be too sure with fluorescent paints if you're supposed to thin them down. Because, like, it feels almost like you're not meant to. Just because of how, like, generally kind of thin they are. just gonna carefully blend this out. Okay. That kind of works. I might need to do a second coat before I do the white bit. As I might feel like I might have thinned it down just a little bit too much. Contrast paint for that glow. It's not actually contrast paint. I used athematic blue contrast at first, but now I'm using actual fluorescent blue paint. Gen 3 acrylics by AK. Hey, Otter Time. How you doing? Is this a mecha part? It is a mecha part. It's for my Imperial Knight. In fact, I'm just gonna thicken that a little bit. How you doing, Otto? It's always nice to see you. I hope that you're well. Okay, I think that works for now. We're gonna have to go over that later with some white just to add a little bit of an inner glow to it. But that's just gonna be white ink. Be nice and easy to do. How does that even look through here? You can't even see it. Wow. Can't even see it, chat. So annoying sometimes. Why do I make life so difficult for myself? I just do things and they can't even be visible. Ah. What am I doing? What am I doing? I am going and doing touch-ups to these bits. And then we can kind of think about assembly. There'll be some bits I need to do a second coat on for different colors. But for now, let's go back and get our turquoise and our magenta. And we're just going to focus on tidying the bits that need tidying. Some of the bits that I find that there are gaps for, I'm just like, I was absolutely certain I'd covered them before. And yet somehow there are massive gaps and I'm just like, why and how? And it really annoys me. Fortunately, it's very easy to like actually deal with. But still, like, I was so certain I had good coverage on my first pass. But that's all why it's always good to do a second, chat. Always remember a second pass. Even if you don't need to paint anything, it's just good to have, like, the check, you know? Just a little check. That bit's done. I'm gonna pick out just the bits that are just green for now, because I don't need to think about going over them with silver or with magenta or anything like that. I'm gonna put everything on the right that I need to go and check over for magenta, which is gonna be most of this. In all fairness, it doesn't matter if it's perfect, I don't think. Okay. What else? What else? Yeah, it needs a little going over. Just in the recesses. Okay. Oh shit, that reminds me. Oh wait, no, I'll do that later. That'll be the last one I do because of how massive it is. Okay. Finger painting is so nice for like doing blends, chat, like it just makes life so much easier. Especially when like going into all the recesses and whatnot. And you can just blend it out really smoothly with everything around it. At least if you don't have too much. Okay. Fortunately, not too much to do. It's just a bit of cleanup really at this stage. Okay. Okay, just a little bit more and then we're done with the greens, I don't actually think. Much more to do here. Which is good. We should hopefully get this all done by our time limit. One thing I do quite like about contrast paints is that you can kind of use the same paint as its own shade, and it'll just kind of like really nicely deepen stuff in a way that just blends perfectly with the original color. Right, cool. Now we just have to do the really big annoying bit. Just filling in all of these bits here. Can you please just this last little drop down at the bottom just doesn't wanna fill. Grilled bits are so annoying to paint, chat. Okay, almost done. I need to figure out how I want to base this guy, chat. You want to just go for like just like a nice chill city rubble kind of thing. That's really quick. We just have to like get some PVA glue on the base, and then yeah, it just kind of works. Just sprinkle some rocks on it, which we have in a jar. In our literal jar of dirt. Okay. Switch to the magenta now, and then we're just going to go around and tidy all the bits up. And after that, we will hopefully that other bit should be dry. All the blue bits should be dry. We can just get a little bit of white ink in there. That's my hope, at least. Then when that's done, we can do all the bits of silver that need doing. Which there are actually quite a few bits. It's all little details though, so they're kind of easy to miss, but they are there. And I'm aware of them, so it'll annoy me if I just ignore them. And every time I put it on the tabletop, I'll notice. I will. And it'll bug me. We don't want that, do we, chat? Not at all. Okay. Okay. I just realized I have to go back and do some green on this. On these little front panels. I didn't notice that before. Do that before I forget. Hey, Rai Rai. You're a sweet bean. What time is it? Oh god, it's 11 already. Okay. We are cutting it close. But that's okay. We are cutting it close for time, but I think we're almost done. So there's not actually much left to do. Okay. Okay, and that's that bit done. Ah! Okay. We are going to have to go over the bronze again. Not all of it, just there's some bits that I've noticed just need a little bit more consistency. So we will go back over it again. Because it won't look good if we don't. Does this bit need any more? No. Okay. I'm not gonna stay up too late. I promise. I only have a little bit left to do. And besides, I want to have a shower. And maybe a little snack. Okay. Okay. Fortunately, there's less to go over on these red bits, which is nice. Mostly just a couple of bits here and there. Okay. We need to do some silver bits here and there. I need to go over the bronze later, but for now we're going to do the white ink into the plasma coils. Okay. Okay. What else? Oh. I can't just paint over that with this. I'll have to probably fix that at the end. Or maybe off stream. It's far too dark. Far too dark for me to just go over. Not with an ink. That's fine. We'll fix that down the line. Probably do the basing off stream as well, and now that I think about it. Okay. Now that has been done, we use our titanium white ink. We shouldn't need much. Just a drop or two. And we're just gonna... Oh, that's still wet. Is it? No. No. We are gonna need to thin that down a bit. I didn't realize titanium white ink was thicker than the other inks, honestly. It's a really strong pigment. We don't need it to be that strong. Maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe I've thinned it too much now. Oh well. We will figure it out, chat. No, I think we've got the right consistency for what we're trying to do here. It kind of just flows in at this consistency. Really nice, honestly. Little tap on these bits, just to add a bit more of a inner glow. Okay. Still just a little bit lighter than I'd like. I think I need to get a bit more of the blue and just gently blend it in. It's mostly what I was going for. No, though, I still think it could be just a bit brighter on these bits, just at the bottom. What I'm thinking is if we just add that, just do the same on this side. And it just kind of works. Yeah. It's got that blue glow, but it's like not super great. I don't know. It's like it's still mostly about the white and the glow aspects. I do think maybe I ought to just a little bit of blue on the eyes. And then, important thing, where is the faceplate? Is it gone? It was right here. There it is. I am blind. I'm thinking if I just paint it from the inside. A little bit bad. Then we'll go over that with the blue later. Okay. Now, there's a couple of bits we need to add some silver to. Fortunately, they're not super huge or anything. Actually, there's this bit here. We could just make that blue as well. And the other one. Where is steel? There's not much. It's just these bits. Nice speed paint. Just to get it done. The silver speed paints have amazing coverage. Space Marine Master Edition is not for you. Oh? What is it? Isn't it just like a remaster? Does it still have the multiplayer? Because if it has multiplayer, it might be fun. But it's all PvP, so I totally get if that's not for everyone. I didn't even know it was released. What does it come with? Is it just, it's just the campaign, right? How come it's not for you, Fungi? It's just the campaign with a remaster. That's kind of mad. If it had the old Space Marine 1 PvP, I'd have been 100% for it. Because Space Marine 1 PvP is it just blows Space Marine 2's PvP out the water. Like, it's so good. Oh, it's got multiplayer as well. Okay. I could be tempted to have a look at it. But I don't know. I'm still not like super enthused about the idea of getting Space Marine, of doing Space Marine 1 again. I'd probably just get it for PvP, but like, I don't know that I've got the reaction times I did when I was a kid. I used to be really good at it when I was a kid, but like, I was also less than half my age now. You're playing it off Game Pass? Oh, nice. I wonder if it's got cross-platform. It probably doesn't. I can't see them giving it cross-platform. I mean, hell, they can't even get Space Marine 2's cross-platform to work properly, and that game was built for it. Okay. So, we are back to doing copper. So first of all, I want to... Oh wait, no, that's not true. We've still got these bits to do. I'd almost forgotten about these little grills. Okay. What happened to the coverage of this paint? It's suddenly gotten really kind of shit. Yeah, just need to add a bit more. It's just been on this bit right now here, but it's not been as good. Oh, I think I see what's happened. I got a bit too much water on the brush. Which, while it's normally not a bad thing, it's kind of bad for speed paints. Okay. That's that bit done. I can't see any... Not really any bits that aren't going to get covered up by something else I need to go over. So, I'm thinking we go over these in the order of assembly. So we're going to start with the leg plates. I do need to go over these leg plates though. Just a little bit of bronze, thankfully. Oh, god damn it. I just spotted a bit of turquoise I missed before. How do I keep doing this? I just keep missing stuff. Like, I'm so sure I've gotten it, and then just a few minutes later, it's like, oh yeah. You missed me. Some new weapon you hate and sounds like the OG one. UI makes it not for you, and the old one's better. Combat is not how you remember it is. Okay. That's a shame. I thought they were just doing a remaster. I didn't think they were changing anything about it. That's kind of a shame. That's kind of a shame. Space Marine 1, like, Classic is still a fantastic game. And I cannot recommend it enough. Okay. You know what I kind of like about this bronze is it kind of has this sort of like almost chestnut ink style quality to it from like this old 90s paint that I adored. Okay, that bit is done. I'm going to start the gluing process, chat. By the time I've done all this, it's going to be assembled. It might not be 100% finished, but it's going to be assembled. Fuck, where did I put my glue? Hey Lilith, how you doing? Lovely to see you again. I hope that you're well. You having a nice day? How you been? We are slowly assembling an Imperial Knight. I'm going to put it in the background now. One foot. Next foot. There is definitely going to be some stuff. We might do another stream next week on how we actually finish this guy. But I don't know. I do not know, chat. Imperial Knights aren't really an army I play. And this is actually the first one I've ever bought. So, and it's like another kit that I actually thought, it just looks cool, you know? I like the Knight Castellan. It just has all the guns, and it's very big and imposing. It's a shame its rules have been kind of like a bit mediocre. But it could be worse. Oh, that's just the lid. I thought it knocked over the glue. Doing well over here, just hanging around. Don't really know much on this, but it's really... Well, this is an Imperial Knight for Warhammer 40,000. Warhammer 40,000 is a very cool tabletop war game with a lot of fiction. Like, there's like hundreds and hundreds of books from the sci-fi series by the publisher called Black Library. It has lots of lore, but like it's kind of quite compartmentalized. A lot of the stories are very standalone, so you don't have to feel like you have to know everything about it. One of the things I love about Warhammer is there's always something new to learn. And there's always someone that knows something you might not necessarily know, even if you know a lot. It's very cool. It's a sci-fi universe set in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium as humanity fights for survival against eldritch horrors beyond imagining, and aliens, and all kinds of stuff, and of course civil wars that rage throughout the galaxy. It's very interesting, honestly. It's a good time. I recommend. It's a bit of a rabbit hole, though, so if you go down, it might just pull you. If you take a look, it might just pull you down. It has a lot of cool video games like Space Marine and Rogue Trader if you're more RPG inclined. Well, Mechanicus, actually. Mechanicus is quite a cool little snippet of a very small facet of the universe. I love the books, though. The books are fantastic. They're just good reading. Most of them. The quality does vary, though, because there's like hundreds of different authors attached. So, but anything by Dan Abnett is just a masterpiece almost always. I need to double check my assembly wrap. Yeah, So these do face down. Cool. Yeah, we've just been painting this little guy. The colors were chosen by chat. The first time we were working on him. He's just a little, he's just a mech. A big old stompy robot with lots of cannons. We are slowly putting together now. I feel like I've done a pretty decent job with all the rust, but that's just dirty down rust. It's like the most amazing paint for this kind of thing. Ooh, stick. 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 Oh, I see why. Bugger. I meant to do these thigh plates before doing the shin. Might have been. Okay. I should probably put adjust the camera so you all can see. So we're just kind of going over and doing some final checks on stuff as we put it together. It's mostly fine, but there's a couple of bits here and there I just need to quickly go over. We could like do more to it. We could push the trim a bit more. We might do a quick wash at the end, but I want it to be fully assembled first. Quick wash would take a little while though. It's going to be kind of like a unifying kind of thing. We're going to have to like go over the whole model with it. But it won't take long. So this bit needs to go like so. Oh, thank you, Metal. Okay. That is a fit. That fits right. Good. Good. Stay. Okay. I just realized this color scheme kind of makes it look a little bit like a Harlequin. I didn't realize that before. This is a very Harlequin-esque kind of color scheme. And I don't know how I feel about that now. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, now with the faceplate, I think we can just add a little bit of the blue from before. Oh, shit. Ah, why am I like this? I forgot to clean my brush. Where?
Look out!
Oh,
Here they
shit!
come!
The underscore Robodoc just raided with 4 viewers.
Robo! How you doing? Lovely to see you. How was your stream? What were you up to? Welcome, welcome Raiders. I'm Tiger, variety streamer. I love focusing on Warhammer though. Every Tuesday is our hobby stream for us. We love playing games with our chat. And right now we're streaming Elden Ring Night Rain, a bit of GTA 5. Doing lots of collabs. Lots of games with chat like Helldivers. I hope you have a nice time here, and thank you, Robodoc, for sharing your community with us. We're working on our first Imperial Knight. You were playing War Thunder. How was War Thunder? I've never played War Thunder before. Well, we're not finished yet. For non-subs, the adepts are here. You copied the for non-subs. Come on, that's hilarious. I love that. I love that. That's yeah, no. That's hilarious. I love that. I don't think you were meant. I think you were. Yeah. So this is our first Imperial Knight. What do we think of the colors? I kind of just they were chosen by chat. Like I'm kind of starting to think it kind of looks a little bit like a Harlequin, don't you think? Like if a Harlequin had an Imperial Knight. Every now and then I'm just finding bits where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't do that. Which is good, because we are in the assembly phase. Well, how was War Thunder? Did you thunder all the wars? Did you die? Does the Mechanicus need to recycle you into a toaster, Robo? Yeah, I hope you had fun. Yes to all. Nice. Wait, where is the thing? There's the Mechanicus thing. Okay. This needs to be... I don't know if I want the silver bit, the middle to be the thing, the bronze bit, or the outside to be the bronze bit. I think the outside should be the bronze bit. But we'll get to that later. Okay. Why is this stuck now? Oh, well. Oh, actually, I think I glued it so that it was kind of stuck by accident. Oh, well. That's fine. Okay. No, get back on. There you go. What's next? I need to do the arms. The arm plates. There's a little bit of trim I just need to go over one more time here. You just saw the Imperial Knight had to show up. Understandable. You know, I recommend War Thunder, not even as a joke. I feel like it's the kind of thing my dad would have enjoyed. It's like World of Tanks, right? But like with World of Planes and all that shit all thrown in together. Or am I misunderstanding the concept of War Thunder? Because I'll be honest, I've never seen any gameplay from it. I just know that lots of people play it. I would have probably done this for Mecha May if I wasn't working on Fulgrim. But, alas. The Snussy took priority, and I'm kind of glad it did, because Fulgrim, probably my best miniature I've ever painted. So far. We shall try to push the boundaries again at some point. Don't know when or how, or what miniature will get us to do it, but at some point. Getting someone into War Thunder is like giving them the curse of knowledge. It's 100% a dad game. LOL. Yes. Yeah, so it's basically all of the World of Tanks games thrown into one. I kind of like that. I kind of see why people would enjoy it. Is it also a freemium game like World of Tanks is? But Robodoc, if it's a dad game, why are you playing it? You are like barely an adult, right? You're like what, like 23 or something? At least I don't get old people vibes from you, lol. And I say this as someone who is 34. So when I say old people vibes, I mean me. I'm old people vibes, chat. I am the old people vibes. Wow. Yeah, it's free to play. A lot more realistic than World of Tanks. There are no hit points directly. You have to break modules in a vehicle to make it dad. Oh, that's kind of cool. I do like that. Oh wait, does that just oh. Oh, neat. Is that really just how that slots on? Why not have to? Cool. Nice. Right, well, I'll just get this glued on then. Much more painless than I expected it to be, I have to be honest. Easy. There's still a couple of bits I need to correct on here. You're not ready to father a being? I can barely take care of yourself. Holy shit, I was only guessing 23. I can't believe I got that right. I don't think you've ever actually told me your age before. Well. I actually can't believe that. I can't believe I got that right. Holy shit. Maybe I'm actually good at telling how old people are. You can't believe I stalked. Fuck you! Wow. I took a guess, and I just happened to get it right. How often does that happen to me? Never. I never guess shit right. I went purely off the vibe. You passed the vibe check. Congratulations. Okay. What's next? What's next? What's next? I need to... First of all, this needs to go on. I think, yeah. Have a silver skull in the middle, and then we'll do the little cog on the outside. Whatever it's called in bronze. I will glue that to the thing after that has dried. Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? These shouldery plates. Do these just attach on here? Yeah, okay. Well, that's easy enough. Quick once over of the trim. This paint looks like such a different color when it's wet versus when it's dry. Hey, Phantom. Very cute Gundam. Lol. Yes, this is technically a Gundam. In that it's a Warhammer mecha. You'll get yourself one of these. Yeah, no, they're really cool. They're not too hard to build. There are definitely less complicated things in the Warhammer catalog, though. But this is something I can definitely get on board with. Like, I feel like the old I say the old Land Raider, I mean like the current 40k Land Raider is way more of a pain to build than this thing. But I think everything is a pain compared to, is less of a pain. And the old Rhino as well. Those two are like ancient sculpts, and they are very much showing their age versus modern designs that are a lot more user-friendly. Like the Heresy Rhinos, delightful to build. Barely takes an hour. Whereas those old tank sculpts, they're kind of like puzzles. You have to like just figure them out. Like, it's just like, what? Why you do this, G-dubs? Why? Why? But hopefully they'll be retired soon, and there'll be new shiny things that I'm not going to buy because, like, I don't need them. Well, what? Because I mostly play Chaos, and I use the Damios pattern and the Proteus Land Raiders. because they're way cooler. The Heretic Astartes especially. Imagine an Imperial Knight just showing up in the Gundam fight and just deleting someone with a single plasma bolt. That would be kind of funny. But I don't actually know how weapon scaling works in Gundam versus Warhammer. Though I do feel that Gundam is typically less destructive on like I feel like a knight would be the equivalent of, just in terms of size, like a knight, like an armature is like Gundam sized, I think. That's the vibe I get based on the general miniature size scaling. Actually, no, then again, Gundam's Knights could be about, like, the Knight Dominus could be on about the same size as a Gundam, actually. Because sometimes the Gundams include, like, little guys, and they are fucking tiny, like that big. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, the scaling, I don't know. I feel like Gundams are bigger than Knights, actually. Yeah. They have beam sabers, and they're way more agile. Way more agile. So I don't know how that would go down. I feel like Knights are more destructive, though. Like, they will vaporize buildings and shit. And while Gundams could do that, they wouldn't be able to do it as easily. Though I guess it also depends which Gundam, because some of them are literally covered in WMDs. And it's kind of cool. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm going to have to paint over that, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not the end of the... Why is there a hole here? What is this hole for? I need to look at the GW website to find out what this hole is for, chat. Because I can't see anything. I need to make that clear. I can't see anything. Yeah, I need to definitely paint over that. Cool. Love that. Love that. Kind of wish the instructions had told me to glue those on, like, earlier. Then I would have known. I'm gonna have to wait for that to fully dry because I don't want to get glue on the brush. Super annoying. Gundam is definitely more bullet spam, while Knights are more deleting a platoon with a single shot. That's true. But some Gundams have, like, beam cannons that are just as, like, kind of equivalent, aren't they? At least I think they're meant to be. Oh, god damn it. Ah, friction fit. I don't trust you at all. But if you're meant to work, I guess you're meant to work. I'm gonna double check that this is in properly. Yeah, no, that's in. I don't trust the friction fit at all, chat. It just I don't know, it doesn't, like, the concept doesn't seem very secure to me. But I know that it does technically work, so if it works, right? Yeah, but this one doesn't fit. Why does this one not fit? They are exactly the same. Why? Why? Oh, you know what? Fuck it, we ball. I'm just gonna glue it. I don't care. These bits aren't coming out. I don't like. I have to admit, I don't like it when Games Workshop says, "Oh yeah, don't glue this bit, so that it can move," and then it just falls apart all the time. And I'm just like, bro, why would you lie to me? I don't want my shit to move if it means it's gonna fall apart. I just want my stuff to stay together the way it's built, you know? Like, I totally get this bottom bit is definitely friction fit and it works, I think. But this top part definitely isn't. And honestly, it's the same for both of them. I think I was wrong before, because that other bit also comes right off. Now these bits are okay for friction fit because it's literally just like, yeah, it just slots in. And then we add these guns. Is that? How does this fit? How do you fit? It doesn't want to fit, chat. There we go. That is... Oh, that clips in. That's not even friction fit. That legit just clips in. Why aren't you gonna give... Why aren't you giving me more shit like that, Games Workshop? Like, come on. Come on. Make it clip in. It's like just so much better than push fit or friction fit. Okay. Let's just go over this super glue bit so that like it actually gets covered up. I don't like how there's just a little bit where you can see the glue seam though on that part. That really annoys me. But it's fine. As long as it gets covered up, which it will, it'll probably look okay. We can just call it battle damage or whatever. Cool. Fit. Wow. I don't think that's too bad. Still not finished though. I'm gonna quickly give it a very swift wash with... No, I'll do that off stream. It's too late. I need to get to bed. But this is basically done. I'll base it on and we'll give it the final ink wash off stream, I think. It's coming up to midnight. Fricks. I don't think they are. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, RoboDoc. I don't know the intricacies of actually doing the whole modeling side of this. I just play the games and build the miniatures and paint and hope that things look good. Wow. I don't know how these things work. I simply consume. What do we think, chat? What do we think? I think we did okay. I'm not entirely sure if the lighting is decent enough. If it weren't so late, I'd do a quick wash on these, on this. But also, there's other things that need drying. So for the base, I'm thinking, because he's quite bright and colourful, we'll just go with simple city rubble. And it'll work, I think. You know, it's mostly just contrast paints and zenithal highlights. It's very simple. Like, anyone can do this. If you're impressed with it, just do it. Just do the thing. Anyone can do this. This is how I paint. I try and keep it in a simpler way to get more people painting, because I think that's the right way to do these things. Because, like, yeah, you can be really impressive and be a Golden Demon Standard painter and win a bunch of awards, but, like, most people aren't going to be able to replicate that. And that's the sad truth. Most people don't have time to sit and practice and paint for, like, their job. As nice as it would be. I genuinely think that we do the best we can. And as long as we do that, as long as we can make something that we're happy with, that's all that matters. And as someone who's mostly a tabletop player, more so than, like, a painter, I think this is okay. We'll explode you from the other side of the battlefield. Lol. Okay, I'm gonna pick someone to raid into. Who do I want to raid into? Ooh. Visit's doing a dreadnought. I don't think we've raided into a Visit for a little while. Well, Robodoc, if you have exactly 0 models, you know what you need to do? Go get you some plastic crack injections. Well, anyway, thank you all so much. Tomorrow I've got a Night Rain, Elden Ring Night Rain collab. And yeah. Should be fun. Lots of long-time community members are going to be playing. So, yeah. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. And I hope I will see you tomorrow, okay? Mwah. Mwah.